Esta conferencia comenzará a grabarse.
I also want to highlight that we have a small change in the agenda. Today we will start learning about the water strategy in Cajamar to follow as planned and proceed to talk about biorefineries going from the theory to the facts, what is working in a biorefinery as Innovaoleo. Then we will continue with the Grupo La Caña to jump into the R&D views of CEIA 3 to finalize with a marketplace platform recently launched. It would have been a much more enjoyable day if we had had the possibility of going in person to visit the entities that are presenting with us today. However, due to the current situation, we had to do the online event. And anyway, I hope you can find the program of interest. We aim at increase the competitiveness of our region within the bioeconomy. And without any more delay, now I'm going to introduce David Bucles. He's Master in Economy and Business from Granada University. He has been a lecturer at University of Almería, and he has been the director of the Agro-Food Studies at Cajamar, where now he's setting up the incubator on water technologies, the Cajamar Innova. David, I'm gonna give you the rights to be.
Okay, please change to my role to share the screen. Good morning, everyone. Yes. See the
okay.
Screen?
Thank you, David. You can start.
Okay. Firstly, I must apologize for my horrible English. It's the standard product of the Spanish educational system in the 80s. And I will have problems sure in this presentation, so excuse me now. Okay, we are to talk about the water strategy in Cajamar and Fundación Cajamar Foundation out the last 45 years, innovation and change. I think you can understand our concept concern about water if you understand our origins. We are in Almería. This is a southeast province from Spain. In the 1955, we are the poorest province at in the GDP per capita. We are the most arid area in Europe. We are very highly hilly because we are the second hilly area in Europe after Switzerland, and we are far away from anywhere. It's like an island in some aspects. Okay, we start with our research in 1975 with the first turnover of Cajamar. Like we are a social banking, a cooperative banking. And the first turnover was in 1975 1974. So in 1975, we invest this turnover in the experimental stations. And our first research line was agroanalysis. After, in 1998, we start the socioeconomic area and publications, and in 2005, we start with a training line. The first line, the reason for first line was design financial products and services better for our farmers clients. The reason, it was a quote from our first president. It's cheaper for Cajamar to make a mistake once than 10,000 farmers do it. So our first reason was financial, but in the 19 years, the reason changed, and then was the finding for image and recognition, social recognition. This is our structure for the agri-food innovation area. We have researching, training, agroanalysis, and studies. Our mission is to consolidate the leadership and specialization of Cajamar Cooperative Group as a benchmark entity in the agri-food sector, in the Spanish agri-food sector. In the experimental station, we have now 4 principal research areas. They are food and health, bioeconomy, agro-sustainability, greenhouses technology. We start with greenhouses technology. The rest of areas came after. We are transferring knowledge since 1975 because the quote is the same. It's better for us, a lot of farmers with knowledge than the knowledge only in the academy or only in our experts. This is our experience from Cajamar Foundation experience in the water area. Evaluation of localized irrigation installations, studies of the state of groundwater resources is very important in Almeria because we are using water from groundwater fountains. Generation of alternative water resources, irrigation programming for horticultural crops in greenhouses, use of sensors in irrigation programming, controlled deficit irrigation strategies, nitrate leaching, effect of salinity on crops is very important too here in Almeria and in other areas of the southeast of Spain. Recirculation of nutrient solutions in substrate crops, reuse of wastewater for irrigation, and use of microalgae for wastewater treatment. Here you have an example for optimal design of irrigation networks. We start with the analysis of the reality of the country. You can see here the structure of the uniformity coefficient. You can see only 6% have a uniformity coefficient over 95, and we have a lot of possibilities to improve the uniformity coefficient. What's the way? Optimal design, flow meters, nanometers, energy consumption, and maintenance. We think the basic is water meter because with this we can to see, for example, here solenoid valve breakage or another problems. We we have our app for farmers with this knowledge. You can hear the code to download. It's free for everybody. And this is the next step. We are introducing the use of a ver si lo digo. Don't change. Again, a sensor. We are introducing sensors in our model for improve the efficiency. In the social economy way, we have a shorter experience, but we have experience with this. For example, in water value, irrigation water economy, socioeconomic importance of irrigation in the Spanish Mediterranean, effects of the irrigation modernization, and water markets in Spain and around the world. You have all of our papers, books, and publications in our webpage. It's www.publicacionescajamar.com. It's all for free. And we are doing the next step. Cajamar Innova. We are creating an incubator of high-tech technology companies in water. The idea is change from a TIC in lower cases model to a TIC in caps model. T is for trabajo, labor. I for intensification, and capital for capital. Do you remember we are a cooperative bank, but a bank. Now we want to have talent. Talent is more than work. It's not mere labor. It's knowledge. It's all the concepts of human capital. Innovation, like the keyword, and capital again. We think this is possible in this new project that is Cajamar Innova. Our mission is to promote the creation of companies whose innovation and technologies contribute to improve water management around the world, not only in Almeria. This is the chain of our Cajamar Innova ecosystem. You can see here the traditional chain, professional investors, companies in the water sector, startups, universities, research groups, research centers. But this is new. This is the link between our Cajamar cooperative group and agri-food sector. We are the leaders in financing the agri-food sector in Spain. So we think this is a basic base for our project, for the incubator project. This is the companies interested today in this project. We are having meetings with a lot, and this is growing day by day. And this is the roadmap. We are here. We have the administrative and operational readiness initial basis. In 1 month, more or less, we will the first call. We hope to have the first startups about February or March the next year. What is our differential about another models, we think the place for water, the southwest of Spain is very, very, very affordable situation. We have specialists. We are specialists in water and irrigation. We can have pilots in real environments, not only in our stations. We have clients, we have partners who then can to act like pilots in the reality. We have Innovaoleo, one moment. And we have networking and per big networking for this STEM. And this is the lines of specialization: circular water economy, digitalization, management and governance is very important. This item: water resources, efficiency, of course, energy and environment. It's very, very high areas. And this is our infrastructure, 600 meters square from office space, capacity for 60 people and 20 startups. We have 2 experimental stations and a specialist team for 50 people. So, do you want to change the world with us? Because we think if we can change something in the water, we are improving the life in thousands of people. Thank you.
Well, thank you, David. We had one question in the chat. It was basically Nora Hatvani. She's a project partner from Hungary, from Bay Sultan. And she was asking you if you can send her information about the water treatment using microalgae. I can give you her email, or you can see it now in the chat, and then you can talk about it.
We contact her today or tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Well, if we don't have any other questions for now, then we can go for the next talk. Our next presenter is Sol Cuenca. She's my colleague from the bioeconomy team in the Regional Ministry of Agriculture. Well, she holds a PhD in biotechnology and an MBA. For the last 3 years, she has been working in the development of the bioeconomy strategy in Andalusia, and now in the implementation. So please, Sol, you can start.
Great. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Just a moment. It's not working the full screen. Just one moment. Great. Can you see?
No. Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
So good morning to everybody. As Nati has mentioned, my name is Sol Cuenca, and I work as a bioeconomy advisor in the POWER4BIO team. It's a pleasure to be here today sharing this little piece of the work. In this session, I would like to share with you one of the actions of the Circular Bioeconomy Strategy of Andalusia, and is based on a report that has been elaborated by Caña Group that is going to explain later in this session their success study in our territory. The objective that we have with this report is to provide a guideline for the future establishment of biorefineries, trying to make easier the evaluation of the viability in order to decide if they have to implement or not a biorefinery. So first of all, we are going to talk about different key factors to take into account in order to decide if one bio business is viable or not. The first one is the biomass availability, including factors affecting to their selection or not as a raw material. The second one is the market analysis, that includes the evaluation of different factors and the technology that is used in the biorefinery and how it's affecting the technology that you select to the viability. So finally, I would like to give you an overview of the general factor affecting to biorefineries and some conclusion of this report. So first of all, regarding the biomass availability, is maybe the most important factor directly affecting to the viability of a biorefinery or bioindustry, so that the amount that is available, the cost and the location is are key factor to consider in the future viability of the business. So regarding the location of the biomass, it can be classified in three types: located, non-located, and ad hoc biomass. It has to be said that in principle, located biomass is the most attractive one for obtaining products in a biorefinery, since the existing industrial activity warrants the availability of this biomass. In this sense, the investment is justified in itself in the production process. In other words, for example, in an olive industry, the product that economically justifies the investment in the olive harvesting and processing is oil, while the pomace or alberujo that is generated is a consequence of the process. Also, it has to be considered that maybe you can cultivate ad hoc biomass. So in principle, this type of biomass can be used in high added value products, such as, for example, the cultivation of microalgae. The best agri-food biomass for a biorefinery, it can be said that is those that are produced in high quantities and that can be easily stored. Also, this study mentions several types of biomass with importance in our region, and it classifies between different types and the availability, if it's seasonal, if it's perishable or not, and also the potential markets that can be also, I would like to talk, for example, about resveratrol, that, as most of you know, is a high added value product with a high demand in the market and with prices around 300 euros per kilo. In this case, the grade ProMass contains resveratrol, and it can be, from a theoretical point of view, extracted from this source. However, in an industrial case, it's difficult to purify resveratrol from grade ProMass. On the contrary, from this grade ProMass, it can be purified tartaric acid, that is a commodity product with lower prices, but also the amounts that are produced are viable in itself. So it is also depending on the product that you are going to extract from this biomass. In this slide, and regarding several factors of the market, we can classify two different types of products: the commodities and the innovative products. Here we can see in the chart the different profile of different factors that these products have. For example, innovative products, high by definition, present a high degree of innovation, a significant added value that can contribute very positive to the profitability and industrial viability of a biorefinery. On the contrary, commodity products, their main advantages is that they have a short time to market and, in general, a high volume that is also associated with a high demand of biomass for their production. Regarding the technology, there are also several factors to consider in this type of analysis, such as the maturity of the technology, the innovation, the time to market, the price, the optimization, and also the possibility of reuse existing infrastructures. And one of the factors that is point as limiting in this study is the availability of pilot plants, which are key to define the industrial equipment and to assess the cost of production. So that's why in these POWER4BIO products, we plan a collaboration with the Bio-Based Europe pilot plant in order to improve this limiting factor of Andalusia. Also, other factor of the technology to have into account is the type of process. It can be classified into physical, chemical, thermochemical, biotechnological. All of them are pretty different in terms of the capacitation, the time to market, the infrastructure that are needed, etc. And finally, they made a very interesting classification of the bioproducts that can be explained as tractor products or gregaria products. The tractor products are those justifying the collection and transport of the biomass at first, and it can be classified into primary and secondary. And the gregarious products are those which are not justifying this collection of the biomass and the total investment required for the management. For example, also, they made a classification of several tractor products that are present in our region. In this case, the olive oil will be the tractor products and primary, and the secondary products will be the olive pomace and the oil, and the olive pomace oil, the bioenergy, and the biofuels, heat, and electricity, which are produced in this value chain. Other products which are classified as gregarious products are esterols, treated penic alcohols, aliphatic, etc. In summary, this chart, this image is showing that the proper process will be a cascade one, including several product, tractor, and gregarious, but the complexity of this type of processes increases as the product number is increasing also. Also, the biomass volume that is required is different when you need to produce more or less type of products, but the profitability definitely increases when you are producing a high number of products. Additional factors to be considered are the logistics, the business model, the biomass current value, the selling price of the bioproduct, and sustainability factor that justify finally the bioeconomy initiative in itself, including environmental fingerprints, socioeconomical factor, and biodiversity. So several conclusions that can be made is that you have to take into account that, in principle, located biomass is more attractive, and if it's not located, you have to see if you have logistic centers available, the type of bioproduct that you have to find a compromise between the innovation and the commodities, or even produce those in cascade, the technology that is used, that is pointed out the interregional collaboration, the markets that you need to have an agent in each market for the commercialization of the final bioproducts, and the biorefinery design. Identify the type of gregarious and tractor bioproducts, and also establishing collaboration with different stakeholders. And as always, it's really important, this collaboration among industry, academia, and administration. So I think that that's all from my side. Thank you all for your attention. And I strongly recommend you that take advantage today that the next panelist, Jose Maria Pinilla, is one of the authors of this report. So you can share and ask whatever you want. So thank you very much for your attention, and I leave you the link for this study in the chat of the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sol, for your presentation. We have a question from Nora in the chat. She's asking, how's the viability of biorefineries investigated? If the use of modeling, business modeling method is applicable?
Yes, I don't mention that, for example, in this study, they present 3 different scenarios of different products, like a commodity one, and an innovative one, one that is between those two different type of products, and they analyze more or less the type of investment that is required, the cash flows, all the economical aspects that can be evaluated to perform this economical analysis. But also, I have to mention that the main aim of the report was to provide like a guideline of the different points that you have to take into account for elaborate this type of studies. Unfortunately, it's only in Spanish, but I will leave you the link here, and maybe with Google Translator or so on, you can take a look on it.
Okay, thank you very much. So next we have Jose Maria Pinilla from Innovaoleo. He's R&D project manager in NATAC, actually, in the NATAC group, where he has been coordinating several projects in the bioeconomy for the last 10 years. Jose Maria, I'm gonna give you
yes, please.
The role of presenter, so you can share your presentation whenever you're ready.
All right. Okay, can you see the presentation?
Not
Hello?
yet. We cannot see it yet.
I don't know why. Okay. Let's see.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay, great. I will try to make it bigger. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, great. Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks a lot, both Nati and Sol, for the presentation and also for giving, well, some presentation from the report that we did. I am Jose Maria Pinilla, I'm project manager in the NATA group, and I will try to give an overview of our model, applying some of the aspects that Sol just mentioned in the specific case of olive. I will try to make a short introduction from the NATA group. I will also try to give an overview about our sustainable model, and then go a little bit more into detail, particularly with the olive biorefinery. And then at the end, I will try to point out some conclusions. Regarding NATAC, we are a business group that are dedicated to the research, development, the manufacturing, and the commercialization of different natural ingredients, mainly plant extracts. We are introducing our products in the nutraceutical market, in the pharmaceutical market, in the food and feed industries, and also in cosmetics. So what we basically do is to extract and purify phytochemicals, so bioactive compounds, from different botanical matrices to develop ingredients for the industries I just mentioned. When I talk about bioactive compounds and phytochemicals, I specifically refer to secondary metabolites, such as compounds such as polyphenols or terpenoids, so these kind of compounds that are in minor proportion in the plants. Our mission as a company is to transfer the scientific knowledge to industrially viable and sustainable projects that create value and improve the lives of people. And our leitmotif is science to market. We are located in Spain. Our headquarters are in Madrid, and we have the olive refinery in Córdoba, in Andalusia, and we are also building a new factory in Extremadura. And we have also a commercial office in the United States, in Salt Lake City, for the American market. Well, regarding our sustainable strategy, just as a matter of context, the fresh and processing industries of agricultural products generate around between 25 and 60% of unused biomass. That means that we are wasting natural resources, and also we may contribute to environmental impact and nutritional or functional waste if we do not take value out of them. NATAG, as a company, we begin with the evaluation and understanding of the supply chain of a specific biomass, specifically agricultural and industrial processes that use different botanical resources to better understand what points of the production process have potential for valorization. So analyze the whole value chain and see where any of the side streams or unused biomass that is generated can be used and can be revalorized for the production of different added value products. We are committed to designing circular bioeconomy strategies for each plant. So we're trying to get value out of different botanical matrices to upcycle plant byproducts as sources for botanical extracts, and then convert those resources into value-added ingredients. And the model overall leads to a more robust environment. So taking all this into account, NATAG, we have developed a business model which is quite different from other companies from our sector, which is based in the creation of biorefineries for the valorization of our industrial biomass. This model allows us to get specialization on Mediterranean plants, have control from the farmer to the final product, and then have capacity to produce a wide portfolio of different products. We have been working with different biomasses. Our first success case has been with olive, as I will show you a little bit later. Regarding the competitive advantage of the model, as I mentioned before, it allows for vertical integration, great capacity for diversification, high production capacity because we have access normally to a large amounts of biomass. It's a sustainable model, and it's economically competitive because as normally the production is integrated in the place where the raw material is located. So we are talking about the located biomass, if you remember from the previous presentation, that allows logistic savings because the raw material that we use is already located in one place. It allows to downstream management, and we can share some of the industrial costs with our partner. And why olive? Well, we started with olive because it's one of the key industries in Spain, and also because Spain is the first producer of olive oil worldwide. So it allows us to differentiate also from other countries in the world. The biomass is located and available in one place. I will come back to this aspect a little bit later. The biomass management represents today an environmental issue, so we need to take care of the olive oil residues in order to maintain the industry. And then olive represent a Mediterranean diet flagship, so it's highly appreciated in the world for the healthy properties, and it's very rich in different bioactive compounds, so it allows for product development in our sector. So with this in mind, we created Innovaoleo, which is a joint venture between NATAC and Oleícola El Tejar, and as far as we know, is the first olive biorefinery in the world of its kind. Where we are located in Andalusia, among the olive fields, and this, what you can see in the picture, is the industrial park of our partner, so Oleícola El Tejar, and this building up there is our biorefinery. So our biorefinery is within the place where olive oil side streams are managed. And who is our partner? Oleícola El Tejar. Well, Oleícola is a second-grade cooperative founded in 1967. It embraces more than 250 cooperatives that represent more than 100,000 farmers. It has 300 employees and revenue of around 70 million euros. Oleícola is dedicated to the treatment of virgin olive oil byproducts to produce mainly pomace olive oil and energy. And they treat and recover different byproducts of olive trees. Oleícola manages around 2 million tons of olive byproducts per year, which represent around 35% of the total byproducts in Spain, which means around 15% of the total worldwide. And it solves an environmental problem because the olive mills need to get rid of all the biomass, all the side streams that they produce when making the olive oil. This is the olive oil flow chart. So basically, how the industry works in Spain, we have the farmers that produces the olives, and then with the olives, after milling, pressing, and centrifugating, the extra virgin olive oil is produced, and all the remaining, so what is not olive oil, so well, virgin olive oil, all this wet pomace goes to Oleícola El Tejar, so to the second grade cooperative for management. Oleícola then gets all this wet pomace and all the leaves from the industry and generates on one side. Yes,
Maria. Sorry
yes.
to interrupt. I think that you passed the slide, but we don't see or we don't watch this slide. We watch all time the first slide about NATAC.
Ah, really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know it. Sorry. Because there's something
only about NATAC. The second slide, I think.
Okay, I could have told you before also. Okay, let's say, because it says that my screen is stopped, but I don't know why.
Jose Maria, I can share my screen.
Yeah, maybe it's better, please.
Yeah. I have. I think now you can see my screen.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Well, so sorry, I guess that you get the information. So you were just seeing this?
This one. We were seeing this one, the one about NATAC.
Yes.
Okay, then you can go to next slide. This is the mission. Next slide, please. This is, well, where we are. The strategy. Well, all. No, next one, please. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. I was here.
Perfect.
In the previous one, please. In this one. Thank you. So I was trying to give an overview of how the olive oil industry works in Spain. So mainly we have on one side the production of olive oil, and then after the production of olive oil, a side stream which is called wet alperujo, so wet pomace, is produced and is managed by Oleico Altejar. And Oleico Altejar, their main activity is to produce on one side a second grade or second quality olive oil, which is called pomace oil, and then they produce bioenergy by the combustion of the biomass. So they dry the pomace and they produce energy through its combustion. Next slide, please. So in this diagram, you have in yellow the two main products that Oleícola is producing, so oil and energy, and in brown you have the different products that we have developed out of all this biomass. So we have produced different products from pomace, from the olive meal wastewater, and from the leaves. So we have produced so far more than 20 different products out of the olive side streams. Next slide, please. Just as an example, I will show some of the products that we have developed so far. In this case, we have endolive and pomolive that are two products for the nutraceutical industry. They are mainly based in olive extracts, and both of them have all the development process and all the in vitro and in vivo testing, including efficacy clinical trials. So we have gone up to intervention studies with humans to get all the scientific support for the efficacy. Next, please. This is a different product. This is Aqualive, which is a feed additive for the salmon aquaculture industry. Nowadays, the salmon aquaculture is facing different challenges because the volume and the market demand is increasing due to population and so on. So aquaculture is needing also to be intensified, and the industry is looking for new natural solutions to improve the health and the productivity of the salmon farms. So we have developed an innovative solution which is called Aqualive, which is an olive-based additive which is added to the salmon feed, and it produces an increase in salmon health and productivity. We have obtained also European funding through the SME instrument tool to develop this project. Next slide, please. And so far, we have seen up to 15% increase in the farming profitability through the implementation of this additive, mainly because of an increase in the production. So a 9% in the production, in the productivity increase, meaning that you need 9% less feed to reach commercial size. And also we have seen improved in meat quality, and we have seen also reduced in medication. Next slide, please. So as general conclusions from this talk, let's conclude that to be feasible, a biorefinery project has to bring together and align many actors from different sectors. So this is key from our point of view when it comes to bioeconomy, that you have so many different profiles, from scientific to business developers to the primary sector to the retails, and you have to put all of them together, which is a challenge for the implementation. Secondly, it's important to evaluate the possibility of obtaining multiple products in a cascade approach to improve the overall economical sustainability of the system, because if you can get different, as we saw also in the previous presentation, if you can combine different products with higher value and lower value but higher volume together, then you can get a sustainable model from an economic and sustainable point of view. It's also important to include in the business model the actors that are already present in the market. I mean, if you want to go for the, let's say, animal nutrition sector, it's better to include in the model someone which is already present in the animal nutrition sector, because they will know the market channels access, they will know the market. So we have to combine, as I mentioned before, the technical and scientific aspects with the market knowledge, because it's key, especially for a specific niche or specific markets to enter. It's also very important to take advantage of the existing services that are present in the installed bioindustries to reduce the initial investment. And well, the implementation of collaborative innovation and all this knowledge transfer is also key in order to get feasible projects. And in general terms, the biorefineries requires quite long mature times and important investments in R&D. But overall, the conclusion is that the multi-stage biorefinery model provides a dimension of competitiveness and differentiation and specialization that is difficult to replicate. So we strongly believe that biorefineries can be sustainable at environmental level, but also be feasible and productive from an economical point of view. That's all from my side. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. Sorry for the mistake with the presentation. It's a pity that you couldn't see all the slides. Anyway, I guess that the slides will be circulated. And in any case, you have any question or any concern, just write me and I will be happy to answer. Thank you.
Well, Jose Maria, thank you so much for your talk. I couldn't see if there were any questions in the chat. If there are no other questions, then we can go for the next speaker. And of course, well, the slides will be shared, so then you will all have the opportunity to see again the presentation. And as the contact details are there, if any question arise, you can also contact directly the speakers. So now we have the next presentation. It will be coming from Beatriz Molina. She's agronomy engineer and master in biotechnology. She has experience in R&D, mainly in the bioeconomy, in the agri-food sector, and she's the R&D director in La Caña Group. Beatriz?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
So now you have the rights, so you can present, you can share your presentation with us.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Could you see my presentation? Can you see?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So you can go ahead. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I am Beatriz Molina. I am manager R&D department in Grupo La Caña. First of all, I would like to thank to Sol and Nati also to invite at this webinar on POWER4BIO. I would like to present our value about bioeconomy, titled Valorization of Agroindustrial Bioproducts. Our company is Grupo La Caña. You can see this presentation. Sorry, I put my presentation. Okay, it's better. You see only the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can see. Thank you.
Okay. Our company is Grupo La Caña, the focus on this brand, La Caña. We are a business group whose goal is to produce different vegetable and tropical fruits. First of all, you can see the label of Miguel García Sánchez Hijo and Eurocastel, also business where we come up with local fresh products. Secondly, you can see the label Caña company where we produce our ecological products. Finally, you can see the label of our last company, Caña Nature. This company is so special for us because we make pre-cooked convenience food like, for instance, different cool tomato soups like salmorejo in Spanish, gazpacho also. And we usually produce the famous product of guacamole. We produce our product in the southern of Spain. Not only we produce in Granada, but also we cover lands between Almería to Huelva, all Andalusia or Andalusia. We produce our product, main product are tomatoes, cucumber, peppers, avocado, green beans, castor apple, mangoes, and papaya. 19% of our products are exported to England, Netherlands, Germany, and Denmark, and Norway also, and another countries of Europe. And the main goals in our department are in the department, first, new products with add value. As I said in the second slide, we are producing pre-cooked convenience food. However, not only we make common recipes, but also we give value. It's so important to give the value to it in order to get functional and healthy products. Second, it's so important environmental care. We try to care the environment in the whole process in our company, from our lands to our industry. A good example is another project, Veggie6 project. We will decrease the level of nitrogen in our crops in order to avoid dangerous leaching. The third point, circular bioeconomy, we try to keep the circular bioeconomy being a sustainable company. To be more precise, we belong to Sustainable Commandment of Ministry of Agriculture. Oh, sorry. Improve producer life. We improve our producer life in a natural way. For example, it is so important to have a good management. The crop during the growing cycle, we don't use additives. We only use a good preservation food technology, HPP, in 5 ranges, guacamole and gazpacho, which doesn't harm the product or the consumer. Develop and design the new efficient production system. We try to develop and design new efficient production. Thanks to this, we increase our production, we consume less electricity, we have less significant production declines, and therefore we care the environment and we are more sustainable. Also in R&D department, we share alternative utilities of our fresh and pre-cooked convenience food bioproducts. And the last point, we work on new technologies in order to improve the efficiency and the process also. Well, I'm going to explain two projects, okay? This slide presents the first project, Abocentum. Abocentum is a project whose goal is to develop functional guacamole with healthy properties thanks to use bioproducts. In this project, we have collaborated with the Research Center CIDAD in Granada and also Granada University. To be more precise, avocado is a fruit with enormous benefits. It's food rich vitamins, fatty acids, and carotenoids also. Therefore, we use the bioproducts, products with blemish chain on sustainable side or right to produce the famous guacamole. What is more, we can reuse the avocado pit and peel also because it is rich in fiber. In this slide, you can see the process of guacamole production. But to sum up, for us, it's what's important to design a good prototype to boost functional and healthy properties. We could develop this prototype and we created for guacamole recipe, traditional, light, rich in fiber, and rich in A vitamins, guacamole. Not only we use our bioproducts, but also other bioproducts from different companies. For example, we use the apple for light guacamole in order to give more thickness and density to it. Finally, in our food industry, Caña Group, we are producing the commercial product. To be more precise, we use high pressure technology, HPP, due to it doesn't damage the product and keep the flavors, the vitamin, the nutrient also. If you use pasteurization, the product will damage it is lost the property. Moreover, we don't use chemical additives like preservative or conservative, coloring, emulsionant or stabilizers. And Grupo La Caña committed 100% natural properties. All in all, in this project, thanks to Abocentum project, we are able to commercialize our one natural guacamole, the 4 guacamole. Okay, and another project I would like to explain, it is a Guacabalue, okay? We have collaborated with different companies. In this project, we use the bioproducts of guacamole production and also the fresh product. The discard part of fresh product in order to produce fodder for livestock and supplement for cosmetic. We have collaborated with different companies, Frudel, food industry for guacamole, Natal, he presented before than me, Magov fodder industry, CIDAD, and FAICA food cooperative business. Thanks to take the advantage of this bioproduct, we avoid economic and environment issues. That means we can increase the value of this bioproduct. In this moment, we finish and we go on. We are continue working in this item. You can see the seed, skin, and bioproduct. Crushing, milling optimization bioproduct property has been terraces, as can you see in this picture. The property pellet had been developed. Several in vitro tests have been developed as well. Knowledge of the quantity for further production, you can see in this picture, in order to feed the sheep. Also making of prototype for the cosmetic product that Nata produce, okay? To sum up this project, Aguacabalue, we boost the circular bioeconomy of the food industry because we decrease our waste, we transform this waste in new product with added value. It's so important to obtain another value. We will have a good assessment by the society because we care the environment. We reduce the footprint, especially carbon print, and also better adaptation to environment regulation in order to Europe or another rules. And I put the link in this slide with this project that you can see another time. And you can visit the link about POWER4BIO also. Thanks for your attention, and I hope you like. This is my email, and it's a pleasure that I will give you some information or collaborate in something project.
Thank you, Beatriz, for your presentation. If we don't have any question from any participant, we can go for the next presenter.
Okay.
Lola de Toro from CIA 3. I think you are there.
Yes, I'm here. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lola de Toro, she said the manager in CIA 3, a research center in Córdoba, and now she's going to explain us much more about the activities they are doing related to the bioeconomy. Lola, you have the presenter rights, so whenever you want, you can start.
Yes, I'm trying to share with you. Could my...
Yes, we can see.
I'm not sure if, because I have two screens and I don't know if you have if you can see. It's okay.
Well, we see something. Is the video? Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, firstly, I would like to thank the organization to invite us to share with you our bioeconomy strategy and our institution. The Agri-Food Campus of International Excellence is a initiative integrated by 5 universities, Andalusian universities, with the collaboration of 2 important research centers. The reason to developing our institution a bioeconomy strategy is to be aligned with the policies in the framework of Andalusia, Spain, and Europe. And we have developed our bioeconomy strategy with the following objective. We want to be aligned with this strategy, with these strategies, and for us it's very important to show everybody what is the potential of our researches in the framework of the bioeconomy, and also to show the potential in the academic offer. We have also an important role in the dissemination and outreach activities. In this point, I would like to show you what is the potential of the campus, the agri-food campus, in these different areas. In the area of research, we are integrated by 5 universities and 2 research centers, and it's to the campus is composed by more than 300 research groups and more than 4,000 researchers. Most of them are working in bioeconomy areas. They are grouped in 7 clusters and 16 lines from the primary production to the commercialization. In the framework of the area of the training, we have a strong offer, and we have around 20 degrees, master and PhD program, most of them of bioeconomy. And we have also a strong potential of transfer projects and international projects in these areas. In relation of the activities, outreach activities, we have expertise in, for example, organization of events, videos, and other activities to show the potential of our researchers to the society. We have this potential, and we grouped our activities in relation of bioeconomy in these different areas. We are going to see some of them. For example, we have participated in the regional strategy of the bioeconomy of the Andalusia, and we are aligned with our office in Brussels. We are aligned with the European activity, European strategy. We also promote the participation under an umbrella of our research. For example, in European project, we offer to our university to participate under the umbrella of the Agri-Food Campus as a only member. And we also promote the participation, the joint participation between research of different universities. We have many projects of knowledge transfer, like the operational groups project under the strategy of EIP Agri. And it's important to notice that one of our areas is the academic offer. We show the potential of in academic issues of the campus, the master, PhD program, and degrees, but also we have our own grants, and we, for example, in our grant, we prioritize the bioeconomy and the digitalization to give our grants. In this, in the area of the knowledge transfer, one of the main objectives of the campus is to promote the interconnection between the agri-food sector and the agri-food sector and the universities, and also to show to the society what is the meaning of bioeconomy and how our university is working in these areas. We organize different events along the years, and also we have a strong social media strategy, and we have also organization other activities. To finalize, I want to expose you some success cases on bioeconomy of the last year. For example, we have lead in the framework of H2020, a European project called Bloom. The main objective of this European project it was to show the society, the civil society, what the bioeconomy is. In this project, we have an important role as the lead of the regional hub of Spain. And in this project, we have participated and organized, and we have dynamized the regional hub on bioeconomy in Andalusia, with the collaboration of the regional ministry and some enterprise like us, La Caña. It's important that in this area, in this project, we have organized different activities with students, with civil society, and knowledge transfer. Another interesting project, it's very novel project, is the startup of our newsletter on bioeconomy. We expect to publish this newsletter in a couple of months. And another project very interesting is the Master in Bioeconomy that Julio Belver is going to explain after me. Finally, the PIDI project. This is a project supported by the government of Andalusia, and it tried to promote the knowledge transfer in the framework of bioeconomy and in the framework of the digitalization. Well, I hope that it has been interesting for you. And now, one of our success stories, the Master on Bioeconomy is going to explain by Julio Belver. Julio Belver is one research of the Agri-Food Campus of the Córdoba University, and is one of the most relevant experts in the area of bioeconomy. I'm at your disposal if you want anything about any information about the campus. I give you my contact, is this one, and the web of the CEI address is here. Thank you very much, and anything that you need, I'm at your disposal, okay?
Thank you very much, Lola.
Thank you. I don't know if I
Julio,
know how, I need to.
Is Julio connected? I cannot see him.
Okay. I suppose.
I cannot see him on the list. Please,
Well,
Lola,
there
is a question for you from Danka. She's asking what are the topics for EIP groups in which you are involved in? The operational groups that you are
do you want to know what group of operational group? Yes, we have participated in the national operational group. We have in a creation group called Sensolive, and nowadays we are developing the second part of this operational group. It's Sensolive, and it's about instrumental to complement to the test panel in olive oil. And also we I'm sharing the screen now in this moment, or not, Nati?
Yes, we can see. We can still see.
Okay. Well, in relation of the Andalusian operational group, you can see this one. Those olivares related to the dosification of phytosanitaries in olive growth. Cubren is related to cover, I don't know the scientific number, cover in olives growth. Deja tu huella. This is leave your footprint or something like this in English. It's in wine sector. it was to try to connect the consumer to the producer using the footprint of carbon footprint. Also, subgang is to try to valorize the subproduct of the animal to use in different frameworks. And in October it was around about animal vacuums and to control the epidemiology, the tuberculosis. And also we have related to agua, we have two projects. Huella del Agua, it's footprint of water in biological production. And in Barbega, it was about to try to minimize the losses of the use of water with I don't know, for example, in Spain there is a problem with some species of mollusk with causes damage in the irrigation. And this one for Cuatro Retornos is of almond sector, and it try to implement a biocircular use of soils in almond. And I don't know if I have extended too much, Nati, sorry.
Thank you very much. It's okay, it's completely fine. We are well on time. So Lola, Julio is not connected. So you want to explain?
I think he's going to connect, but I can, if you want, I can call him to remember. I thought he was connected, okay? But I'm going to, if you want, I'm going to phone him. If you want to continue with the other part?
Yes, that's what I wanted to explain. So in the meantime, you can contact him and see if he's still available, and then we will go to our next presenter, and then we can see. Thank you, Lola. Well, our next presenter is Ildefonso de Castro Parra. He's the CEO in Byproduct Place. Ilde, I think you are here. I saw you earlier. Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Well, Ildefonso and his team has developed a platform just recently. He has a full team of researchers in IT, economic, and the agri-food, and to start to bring startups about circular bioeconomy to the forefront of innovation. So I'm very pleased to welcome you. So Ilde, whenever you want, you can start.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm going to show you the presentation. Let me. Okay. Now, is seeing the presentation?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Sorry. Is 1 second. Yeah. No.
I know.
I see. Let me check. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity for demonstrate the solution in management on byproducts and waste as well between my platform digital type of marketplace. It's denominated byproduct place. So welcome to circular economic. In the middle, in the photographic, you can see in the right side Bernardo Reynoso is CMO and CDO. Is corporate for the partner strategy in digital and marketing, as well. Elio Sancho in the right, in the left side, sorry, is have a 20 years experience in communication. So he's expert in agroeconomic, in auxiliar industry. In the middle, I am Ildefonso de Castro, financial analyst and CEO of Byproduct Plate, and experience with more than 8 years in startup, 3 in circular economic. Byproduct Plate is a platform digital type of marketplace with a chain commercial byproduct and waste where.
Sorry, but the presentation is not changing as it happened before, so it's still in the first slide. I don't know if you.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
see.
It's in the first slide.
Yes, it's
No,
in the first slide.
Yeah.
Only the first.
Yeah.
I can
Now?
share your presentation. Let me see.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Sorry.
You can try again to see if it's going through. Can you?
Now we see the
I explained
second.
the team, Elio Sancho in the left side. You can see the picture.
Yes, we can see the photo.
Okay, so Elio Sancho is a CEO with more than 20 years in communication, agro-industry, agriculture as well. The right side, Bernardo Reynoso is expert with more than 5 or 6 years in marketing and design and community manager. And in the middle, I am Ildefonso de Castro with more than 8 years in an entrepreneurs with a startup, circular economy in 3 years. You can see the first slide.
Yes.
Okay. Byproduct Play is a digital platform type of marketplace in byproducts and waste. The platform is connecting with supply and demands, where supply can obtain value economic, demand we can minimize the cost. We are managing the all traceability in document for each transaction. We have a strategic partners in logistics for intelligent artificial, and we can to get all information, the all value chain from the for the management waste, recycling industry and center technology. Where there are different problems, 90% of business has a linear system. Well, this is not usually for the sustainable industry and economic. We have we think about we come to get a solution with my platform digital. Other problem, the traditional business is using finishes in recycling, because the recycling industries absorb the red or the first chain value. So for this reason, there is a destruction on employee and investment. Other problem is 15,000 tons of plastic waste is being on 35,000 of agriculture land. And there are a management business model of plastic with inefficient management in the to catch the waste of the agriculture sector. There is other problem in the agribusiness, practically null. What does it mean? Economic opportunity is lost because the pollution is growing up in every year, because they aren't exactly a good management for this waste or byproduct. In Andalusia, there are 20% on waste management manager. You can compare other region like Catalonia with in 4-5%. So it's very important to consider that Andalusia is necessary to find more managers to contribute to this problem. Our solution is, I told us before, platform digital for commercial exchange of byproduct waste, connecting supply and demand toward an industrial symbiosis. How it is work is calculate exactly our traceability around all functionality into marketplace, connecting supply and demand, and calculate exactly good route for transport by artificial intelligence. The different value is simplify exactly the value chain between all link or actor. We can minimizing costs. For this reason, bioeconomic strategy of the Junta de Andalusia is for us. The philosophy is exactly raise the argument among all actors and share responsibility to make the good circular economic, making traceability for true channel, and use the new life for waste, transport, and byproduct. The market is according for the plastic is distribution for 8% in farming. It's around 2,400 million. But the problem is normally the business is have the long companies is the average age for 20 years. It has a low level of digitization and only presence. Well, the market is highly profitable and it can minimize costs. So really in the 5,000 million tons of plastic per year is only 27% is exactly not contribute in nothing, because it is going to the landfill, boulevard, right bed, seats, or right banner. So the problem is considered with my study market in 611 million euros in lost economy. So platform digital can contribute to reduce this economics for the new management in the new order economic, circular economic. So you can see in this infographic that for the font is Cycloplus. You can see in the last year 2017 that the inflection point is just down for recycling. So it's exactly that the day I told us, no, and there are 15,000 tons, but this is the problem, and exactly the 611 million is considered a big opportunity for reduce the bad environment. Why now? There are 55 marketplaces in USA, and in Spain only 2 marketplaces. In the left side, investment by categories is increased 12 billion in agribusiness marketplace, and the right side there are 500% from 2012 to 2018 in 500% in investment in startup agrotech. Traction, well, we traction the team and synergy during confinement, entry into the Andalusia Open Future Incubator and Junta de Andalusia Bioeconomy Cluster, capturing private investment, and constitution in 7 July. The marketplace is also ready for the next week. The company can publish your post in byproducts on waste, and they can connect with other industry interested in to buy this product. we had logistics to cover the all needs in a market in B2B clients. So a flexible storage, logistic distribution, and safe stock. The right map is just the good strategy for hybrid road to introduce every 70% in cost with a good performance artificial intelligence. We can to get networking with different logistics systems, and for this reason we can to put efficient in storage and delivery. Partnership is well, some of them mentioned before. Junta de Andalusia, Redact, Cluster, Andalusia Open Future, ICT Biochain, and all support technology, STech and AgroBrain. With our cash flow is 10% service fee for each section, premium fee for companies. We have a cross-selling about environmental consulting, hydrogen, new technology. We can reduce 50% of gas, natural gas or coal, photovoltaic place, and micro oil for water reuse. The key success factor is the digitization for all line economy model, and the summary will stage 1 model to be B2B, stage 2 minimize cost, stage 3 revalued by products, and 10% service fee for each transaction. And the commercialization strategy is using attendance of sustainability and innovation event, creation of the plastic table when the other institution, big company, or well, the technology center, we can contribute in this plastic table. And for third strategy, sustainable community creation. Thank you very much for listening my presentation. You can see my contact email and my number, telephone. Thank you for all byproducts, please.
Well, thank you very much, Hilde. I can see that now we have our final presenter online.
Okay.
Julio Verbel from University of Córdoba.
I don't know how.
Oh, don't worry.
Yes, just stop sharing now.
Okay, sorry. Here, let me know, please.
Okay, so we have Julio here.
Thank you. Sorry, I have some problem with connection. I will start soon.
It's okay, it's totally fine.
How can I share my screen? Can you give me the privilege?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, now you have the presenter role.
Just a minute. Okay. Compartir. Compartir. Are you okay? As soon as you have already the.
Yes, now we can see your talk, okay. Your slides. Yes.
Sorry, this is not the one. Sorry, I will use the PowerPoint. I will use a PowerPoint and not the PDF. I'm not sorry about that. Okay. Well, I want to talk about the role of the CEIA3 in the promotion of bioeconomy in Europe, and this is more or less the thing I will try to comment. Just two very quick points that we have some things to still to do in Andalusia. It's just two indicators. We need to improve as in anybody else in Europe, because the state of the groundwater and the surface water is bad in all Europe in general, 50%. So we are like the rest of Europe. 50% of our water masses need to be improved because we have excess of nitrogen, etc., etc. And for example, just another indicator, we are late to reach the goal of 50% of recycling in urban waste. So we need to improve also and do it faster. So we need some, I mean, the state of the environment in Andalusia is okay, but we need to improve, no? Andalusia, we are competitive in agribusiness in general. We are more competitive than other regions in Europe, and we have some industry in aerospace. Just to tell you, in Andalusia, the most important industries are aerospace and agribusiness. So it's funny that we have these sectors are the two more important in Spain, in Andalusia. So, but we are competitive in both, and we have a lot of services, as you see. But our problem is that we have a very small size of companies. So the companies are very small. This is part of the thing I want to communicate to you. As you see, most of the companies in Andalusia are below 9 workers. So usually the manager is the manager, the financial director, the businessman, everything is the manager. So that will be a problem. This is in Spanish. So we have, this is one problem that CEA3 and the Junta Andalucía need to attend. No? That is low quality, low size of the companies, a lot of micro companies. No? Also, investment in bioeconomy and circular economy has a very low long-term recovery. So the rentability, the profitability is not too high. We need, and this is the role. It's important that CEA3 is here because we need a human capital increase. We need to increase the human capital. You need to support this micro business. We have to improve the institutional framework. Steel is very cheap, for example, to waste, to landfill. Landfill is very cheap in Andalusia. So sometimes it's very difficult to do recycling, to do improving, to do valorization of the waste because the cheapest and the easiest way is just to landfill. So we need to increase prices and normative, and we still have a lot of normative. I mean, the relation to waste, to the waste recycling. When the waste is valorized to put it again into the market. You see before this conference that the one before you have a secondary market, but we have some problem with the normative. No, for example, in food, it's very difficult to use packaging that is recycled in food because it's not it's not legal. So because the health reasons. So the bureaucracy is the institutional framework need to be improved in Europe, in Spain, in Andalusia. It's not a local problem, it's a general problem. And everybody is happy with the green demand. The consumer demand is demanding greener products, but in the end, sometimes in the value chain, the green product is always expensive. It's not always, generally more expensive than the classical traditional product. This is a barrier. This is a barrier. So I'm talking about the barriers. And in these barriers, we are here. I mean, in general, what is the CEA3? Well, CEA3 is focusing in Andalusia. We have different clusters of universities and research centers, but our is the one who is more involved with bioeconomy. As you see here, we have 5 universities. Córdoba is the coordinator. Huelva, Jaén, Cádiz, and Almería. Also the Research Council and the IFAPA, the Regional Research in Agriculture. So we are really a big and competitive cluster of research at European level, not only at Spanish, but at European level. And what are we doing now in the CEA3 with these 7 centers? We are trying to alienate the Andalusian to the national and European strategies in circular economy and bioeconomy, that they are quite close one to the other. And we are trying to improve this relation between the micro business and big business and the research. I will show you later that we have, it's here, 300 research centers, 4,000 researchers, 100 international projects, 350 or 400 transference. So we are working closely with the business system in Andalusia. And I want to tell you that this research group, that is the way we work in Andalusia, with cluster from 10 to 20 research scientifics, some seniors and juniors. Well, some of them are open. They are not only from this CEA3. They are usually including also some people in University of Sevilla or de Granada or Malaga who are not part of the CEA3, but still we are very close to the with a network in general. This 300 research group with the Andalusian research knowledge management. We have worked close with the national bioeconomy strategy, supporting the bioeconomy, and now we belong to the observatory. We also work very closely with the Junta Andalusia when developing the Andalusian strategy. We work, as you see, in the focus group, etc. No? And what are we doing? We are doing, as you saw before, that some of the barriers that not only in Andalusia, the barriers I mentioned, sorry, the barriers I mentioned were not only in Andalusia, well, European, but it's also Andalusian. Then we are working in master. We are starting on a master specific in bioeconomy, circular bioeconomy, but there is another 24 master, agro-industry, food industry, food technology, etc., that are very close to the bioeconomy, and also the graduate degree and some specialized course. We work, as explained, in policy alignment and education, and we also have a very strong involvement in dissemination. No? We are part of some international networks, Innoagro y Euribrin, and we are very involved in the workshop and conferences, etc. This is just to show you one example of one of the programs. In the age 2020, we had the Bloom, European Citizen Knowledge Awareness. We carry out the coordination of the Andalusian involvement. This project will finish soon in December 2020. Well, there has been some difficulties the last year, as you imagine, because of the COVID. Well, maybe not 100% of the objectives have been done because of difficulty of meeting people physically, etc. But starting 2017, so we have, and the CEA3 have made a big deal trying to explain the bioeconomy to the people. As you know, there is some surveys that only 10% of the managers in any business know what is the bioeconomy. So if only the businessman 10% know what is bioeconomy, imagine how much we must do in the general population. This is the Bloom partnership, as you see everywhere, in most of Europe, North, South, and East. And we have also another multi-actor approach, HOOPS, where we have community of practice and another project. And also we have the operational research groups that are part of the AP Agri. And this is part of the transference. No, I have some of the projects you can see here about olive oil, because olive cultivation is one of our strongholds. Vineyards, livestock, water, invasive exotic species. This is some of the projects that we are, the CEA3 different groups, because almost in these 8 groups, each one has only one group, so it's 7 or 8 or 9 groups involved. They are transferring technology to the regional economy. This is just one of them. Bioeconomy for valorization of livestock products, trying to reduce the environmental impact of the livestock. As you saw before, there is a lot of nitrogen in the aquifers, and we want to improve the valorization so that the livestock byproduct doesn't go to the field, doesn't go to the soil, and they are used with a higher value. More or less, that's the last one. We are starting a new journal. We think that there is a gap in the market of scientific technological journals, and the bioeconomy needs some some special place. We are also using our network with the Latin American Innoagro. There is in Latin America, there is a lot of movement in bioeconomy, and we want to be like a hub relating European and Latin American innovation in bioeconomy. I think that CEIA can try and can be able of doing this coordination role. More or less, this presentation was 90% was done by Lola de Toro, and the 10% has been done by myself. Any question, I'm happy to answer. I hope that you understand that the thing I try to transmit to you is that Andalusia has a lot of potential in bioeconomy, but there are some barriers. One of the barriers is the low education of the people, the low capital, human capital in the micro business that we have in this region, and our role is to fill the gap, no? To increase the human capital, the education of the new generation of technicians and the existing generation of businessmen, just to try to make the knowledge available to this business sector. That's my conference. Okay, I wait for any question.
Okay, Julio, thank you very much for your presentation. In fact, there is a question from Antonio Piñar Rivas.
Yes,
He's asking, and I actually was wondering about this, if you can give us some information about the master in bioeconomy.
Yes, I will send to Antonio Piñar. We were going to start this year, you know, but this year is very complex because of the COVID. So we will start 100% sure in 2021 will be the first master. It's a pity that we didn't start this October, but then we thought that there was not the best year to initiate this aventure, no? So we will start next year. So the people will start coming in the spring next year. It will be a 1 year and a half, 1 year master with a lot of work in the business. We have a network of companies, firms who are related to the master, so the people will do some practical work, and the final master thesis will be done on the job with some companies, as you know, BioHorizon, COVAP. There are many of the agribusiness companies in Andalusia that they are some of them are really leaders of the sector in Europe. Okay.
Okay, Antonio, I have taken the note of your email as well, and I will share it with Julio, in case you haven't seen it.
Okay. I'm here.
More information.
Okay. I don't know if the CEIA is already the master, because the master has been delayed for the next year. But you have also a link here for the master in the CEIA. Okay. The master
yes, so you can find it.
Yes.
In the chat.
I don't know. This is a typical CEIA master because it's 50% is UCO, Universidad of Córdoba, 50% Universidad of Almería, and each group who was more competitive in the different field was selected, so that we are very complementary, and I think it will be a very nice master. So you will see the agribusiness more related with the extensive agriculture and the typical central Andalusian area, and also in Almería they are very focused, as you know, with a very intensive, very specialized, very concentrated agriculture, who is very it's almost industry. It's not agriculture. It's almost an industry. The complexities of the thing. So you will see both agricultures.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Julio. So it will be a master combining both the theory and the application. Well, so in that case, if there are no further questions, then we can finalize the event of today. I want to thank all participants and colleagues, and of course all the speakers today. Now we have completed all the interventions for the regional cross visit to Andalusia. It has been 2 days of intense knowledge exchange and I hope that you can further exchange ideas in the future. For Andalusia, being part of the POWER4BIO project is in fact very important, because we are using this project not only to collaborate among regions, but also is an important catalyst for the new strategy development and update of our current bioeconomy strategy. And in fact, I hope soon we can meet in person somewhere. And I wish you all the best in these times. I hope all of you are in good health. And once again, many thanks to everyone that joined today and yesterday. And I can only say that have a great rest of the afternoon. And in case of any more ideas or questions, you have the POWER4BIO contact for us, where we can discuss from there. So thank you very much, and hope to see you soon again.
Thank you, Nati.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was very interesting. So see you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.